Hello managers, this is Rob Dillon. I'm going to take a quick video here to show Excel training on how to separate data within the same column and give them their own individual columns. Dealertrack, when it sends reports, it normally puts the part number and description in one column, making it very difficult for you to sort through it. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is we're just going to use an aging inventory as an example for this. Maybe you want to work on a buyback and find out where your old parts are. So if you click on that, once you find that report, it's going to ask you how do you want to print that. We're going to click on CSV here. You can do it in all these other texts as well. However, CSV works best with Volkswagen's Parts on Command. So once you click on that, it'll prompt you to send an email. So go ahead and enter your email address and anybody else you maybe want on there. And once that is done, you will get a nice email from Dealertrack that looks just like this. Let's go ahead and open it up and get started. So now that it's here, what we want to do is we want to work on that B. So I am going to come over here to the left, click on that, and right in between, I'm going to just open this up a little bit. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I want to separate these two part numbers. Now it's going to need a column to separate it to. If I'd separate it right away, it's going to go ahead and remove the information that's here and it's going to actually copy over it. So in preparation, let's just go ahead and insert cells. So now we've got a nice fresh column here. Okay, click on B. You want to go to Data, Text to Columns. Now we want to go to Delimited. What it's going to do is it's going to ask us for some information on how do I want to separate these two and put them into separate columns. Go ahead and hit Next. And what I want to do is I'm going to click on Other, and I'm going to use a colon. Now with a colon, as you can see right there, it's saying, okay, I recognize the colon, and when I see a colon, I'm going to separate those two. Go ahead and hit Next and Finish. Now, as you can see, it separated those part numbers from the description. So let's clean this up really quick. So I'm going to just cut description and put it underneath that column right there. Delete that. Also, I see that these are our costs. Why don't we come over here to Home, give them $sign so we know that the price is. And also, these are dates. So let's go over the columns on the dates and give them dates. So now when I set my filter, I can either sort this by the oldest to newest or the newest to oldest or what have you. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to go by the largest. So now let's say we have $10,000 to return. If you watch right down here, I can go ahead and drag down here until I come up with a sum of $10,000 or more. So boom. So there's 33 part numbers that are $10,000. So we can go ahead and return all of these parts on our next $10,000 buyback. Okay. Let's say you wanted to print this. We could always go over to View, go to Page Preview, and it'll actually, you can just click on these little buttons and drag them to where you want. Okay, so that's how you move those. Let's say you wanted to make this page 1. You could just grab that, click up, and just print that. Another thing that I wanted to show you is if we wanted to go ahead and send this into Parts on Command to see what's returnable and what's not, we're going to have to clean this data up a little bit. So let's get started with that. So as you know, all that Parts on Command wants to know is the part number and the quantity. So I'm going to go ahead and click on all these. I'm going to Control, and I'm going to get rid of all the stuff that is not part number and quantity. Delete, and I'm going to delete these as well. Once you have that, you have a nice clean thing. Now, I already had this done already, so let's go ahead and bring that file in. So I'm going to browse for it. Here's my test. And once I get that, I can go ahead and check availability. Oh, if you saw, I did not delete the header right here, so it's going to recognize it as not a good part number. And also, if you see here, somebody didn't use the EXD part number for a touch-up paint. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those, so then that way we can go through with the rest of them. Oop, give me 1 second here. So let's go ahead and hit delete, and then check availability. Now, as you can see, Now that we've brought them in, we can see what is non-returnable, non-returnable, non-returnable. Now, when that happens, you'll obviously just delete those off of your return and find another avenue to get rid of those from your inventory, and you can bring some other part numbers in. Okay, that concludes my training here on how to separate part number from description in Dealertrack reporting. Hope this was useful, and best of luck to you. Thank you.